and it's not going to be good. So that's where that comes from. But we're going to talk about improv and HR, and that is not a typo. It's not improve HR, it's improv. And improv as an improvisational comedy. And that's what I do on my downtime. Do we ever have downtime in HR? I don't think so. Improv is different than stand-up. Stand-up, you get up on a stage and you tell people about your childhood and how traumatic it was, but in a humorous way. In improv, we work with the audience. And that is basically what HR does. We work with the audience and then make fun of your childhood trauma. Just kidding, no childhood trauma here today. We'll save that for later. But improv is a collaborative form of comedy. And it is these same collaborative skills that we can use in human resources. Here are the principles of improv comedy. The first one is the most important, and that is yes and. You never say no in improv. When somebody throws something at you, you never say, oh, no, but. And that is the biggest rule. So when I ask the audience for a suggestion, so I'm going to ask you for a suggestion, give me a personality trait.
Evil.
What? Evil. I can't say, no, I'm not evil. I have to say, yes, I am the evil HR lady, right? That's how it works. And to encourage you all, I'm from Switzerland. So when you give me suggestions, I have bribes, which kind of goes with the evil thing, but, in a good way. So we always say yes and I'm going to talk about how that works in HR. The next principle is a principle of service, and that sums up human resources, right? We're always looking to do what will make life easier for everyone else, right? We make life easier for the business when we have an engaged workforce, right? We make things easier by trying to have a good work-life balance for everyone but us, right? We're always in this active service. The next principle is everything you say is right. And that seems utterly ridiculous and not at all applicable to HR because we know that there are laws you have to follow. We know that there are things that you should not say to your coworker. Thank you very much. Please don't say that ever again. And can you please clean up after yourself in the bathroom? Because for some reason, HR people got appointed to be the bathroom police as well. But this is also a principle that you need to come up with creative solutions. As we talked about a lot yesterday, the workforce of tomorrow is not the workforce of 300 years ago, right? We have that same office building from 300 years ago. But it's not this. The workforce is different. The work is different. We've got to change, and that requires creativity, and that's where that everything you say is right comes through. The next thing is you don't have to be yourself, obviously, and we're going to fail with joy. Woohoo! We'll talk about that too. And then, of course, teamwork. That's what we excel at. Now, when was the last time your day went exactly as you planned? You got up, you went to work, you had your meetings, everything went fine. Anybody have a day like that? Woo! 2 people have had days like that. Oh, Candy. Oops. Went to the wrong person because you're lying.
It's like a motivation.
It's a motivation, exactly. So our lives are full of things that go differently than we planned, and that is how improv works. You don't plan it out before. You have to go with what happens. So I want a question, and this will be, ooh, I'm down on chocolate. What are some questions that people have asked you at work? Somebody throw out a question. Nobody gets asked any questions. Oh, there we go. Oops. That's a question. What's that? Can I leave earlier? Oh, I'm so bad at throwing. Ah! Any other questions that come up? How can I? Oh, sorry. I am evil HR lady. I'm not evil baseball lady. Any other questions that come up? Oh, I've been an employee for 2 months. Can I have a raise? When am I going to get promoted, right? I hate that one. You've been here 2 months. You can't even do your current job right. We're not promoting you yet. But we don't say it that way, do we? We say, what? Let's sit down and make a development plan, right? That's HR speak for no. We always get things thrown at us. And this is where this principle of yes and comes. And like I said, when someone says, where's my raise? I've been here 2 months, where's my promotion? When we say that, no, you've been here 2 months, you ridiculous fool, do you not know how this works? That may be what we're thinking. I mean, that may be what I'm thinking. You guys are good and holy. You wouldn't think that, but I would think that. But instead, we say a yes and. Yes. And we're going to give you a development plan so that you can prepare. Let's talk about the steps that you need to go through to get that promotion, right? We are going to yes and it. Now, you may say, why is there a cat on the screen? Other than I am a middle-aged, divorced HR lady, it's like the law, I have to have cats. I probably have cat fur on this dress because they were sitting in my suitcase when I was packing. It's the law. If you don't have a cat, you'll be issued one when you hit 40. But the reason why we do this is in improv, as I said, whatever happens, happens. So when someone says on stage, when I'm doing an improv performance with my team, and they say, oh, what a lovely cat you're holding, then I will immediately start petting my cat, which is a ridiculous thing because my cat does not like that at all. But we're going to pretend. I'm not going to say, actually, I'm a dog person. This is a dog, not a cat. I'm not going to do that. This is what I've been assigned. I've been assigned a cat on stage. I'm going to accept that. And for the rest of the scene, I have a cat. And I'm not going to try, oopsie. Oh, that works, sorry. Try to undo the past. I'm going to move forward. So I'm not going to say, you're wrong. That's not a cat. That's my pet chicken. No, I'm just going to say, okay, this is a cat. His name is Mikey. He likes to claw my eyes out and make flying leaps from the dresser onto my head when I'm trying to sleep. Thank you very much. Why do we have cats? I don't really know. And this is what you do with yes and. You can try to undo the past. That's a no but. Or you can move forward. And this is a very, very important idea in HR because we are oftentimes given terrible ideas. And oftentimes we have to implement terrible, terrible ideas. HR is never the final decision maker, right? So we go and we put together our data and our best practices, and we sit down with the CEO and the head of finance, the chief financial officer, and the chief operations officer, and we say, as the expert in people, I recommend we do A, B, and C. This is a best practice. We have studied this. This will reduce our turnover. This will increase employee engagement. And what does the CEO, the CFO, and the director of operations say? No. That costs too much money. What we're going to do is X, Y, and Z. And you're like, that couldn't be any further apart, right, from what I suggested. Best practices, ABC. C-suite is like XYZ, right? We have a choice then. We can either quit, or we're going to have to figure out a way to yes and this bad idea. We have to get all in and support it in the way that it will be the best possible for the company, for the people. Because we should be the people expert, right?